So it's a lot of reasons to do that, not just for us to get together, but also to celebrate your insight and foresight and generosity. As Camille pointed out, now 1,700 members of the Rogers Society, grew by 80 in just 1 year. I think we heard in this past academic year. I can't think of a better testimony to loyalty and investment in the Northwestern future than considering us the way you all have in your estate bequest plans. Camille pointed out there are a lot of different ways to do it, and many of you know more about that than I do. But what you've all decided to do is really, as Ken said, he used the word faith and trust, and that's truly remarkable. It really is remarkable. And as Camille pointed out, it's at all different levels. The Jim Russell, I think, was 15.7 million or so, and that's transformative for the Kellogg School of Management. But regularly we get bequests, and people do these incredibly generous statements about how they feel about Northwestern. Many of them have been undergraduate alums or graduate and professional alums. Some are parents. Some are faculty who are represented here. Some are staff who are represented here. Some are friends. Most of them are in more than one category. And again, it's a remarkable, humbling statement for someone who's so proud to be here as president of Northwestern, to be in a room with those of you who think so much of this beloved university that you want to invest in our future the way you have. As Ken pointed out, some of it's restricted. That's great. If you're giving of your wealth to the future, if you should feel great about how we're going to use it. Some, as so far for Ken and for Sherry, unrestricted. That's great too. But I think anyone who feels serious about making these kinds of investments in the future at Northwestern should feel really good about it. Camille alluded to the fact that the investment returns are really high here, so that's one thing. We have a proven record. I know you're supposed to say that future returns, past returns are not indicative of, what other kind of government reminds us to say that. So the fact that we increase, Gene Sunshine and Dan and others and Bob, I don't know what our compounded annual return, last time I looked, it was, I think, 10% or some number like that. It really is extraordinary. And yeah, it might go to 0 for the rest of eternity, but it's even higher than that, Gene? Even higher than that. It's truly remarkable, given the financial debacles of 4 or 5, 6 years ago. So we do just a great job. We did hear about this year as another fantastic financial return year. So you know that when you invest money in the university, it's going to grow. And I think you know that we're going to spend it for really important things. Our great provost, Dan Linzer, is the architect, along with others, Marilyn McCoy, among others, in our strategic plan. And if you look at the 4 pillars, discover, figuring out transformative investments in research and in associated teaching, integrating the classroom experience with life outside the classroom, connect, building a greater sense of community in a place that already is known for great community, including reaching out more effectively to alumni, parents, and friends, and engage more and more effectively with Chicagoland and global institutions. And if you look at that plan, I think you could see that it's not a plan that is thinking we need to take a whole new path. Northwestern is firing on all cylinders, if you will. We were talking about the yield numbers for undergraduate admissions. We're now one of the most selective places in the world. We had 32,772 applications. We only admitted 4,554. You do the math, it's below 14%. The world has discovered, if there was ever any confusion about are we in the Pacific Northwest because we have this strange, misleading name, Northwestern, or whatever, the world has discovered us. Recently, Times of London ranked us as the 19th best university in the entire world, whereas almost everybody above us is much, much larger. Even in the Big Ten, remember, with 8,000 undergrads, the second smallest is Nebraska with 19,000, and then Iowa with 21,000, and you go all the way up to Penn State with 36, and the Ohio State, where we will have the definitive victory on the 5th of October on the ABC national TV. They have 38,000. So, we're small. Our annual budget seems big, $1.91 billion, but In fact, compared to peer institutions, compared to, Ann Arbor or even Harvard, we're half the size. So to be thought of as 19th in the world, to be considered not just for our graduate and professional programs, but for our undergraduate programs as one of the great institutions in the world is pretty heady stuff. But we've done it because of people like yourselves, people who have invested in Northwestern. I think we've been good stewards financially, but also programmatically, as Ken pointed out. And I just want to thank you again from the bottom of my heart for the faith and trust that you've shown in us. There's so many things you can do with your financial resources, but to trust Northwestern is really humbling. And I can just tell you on behalf of Dan and Jean and Marilyn and Bob and other people in the senior administration in this room is that we take your trust incredibly seriously. And I can pledge to you, we will make you proud. We really will make you proud. And I stand on the shoulders of Henry Beenan, and he stood on the shoulders of Arnie Weber going way back. And we've had a group of remarkable leaders. And again, I'm humbled that I'm the 16th president, but man, I've devoted my life to it. I love the Midwest. I love Northwestern University. I love the athletics. I love the performing arts. I love the science. I love everything about this, and I know you have too. And because of your confidence in us, the future is unlimited.